climbing to those horizons, climbing to those worlds. So yeah, you can easily see the mirror image only in Shlomo, and you can only see the mystical and transcendent and the beyond worlds that he will show you. But I think to really get to the depth of Shlomo, you got to see yourself shining and see the glow through all of humanity, and see the heavenly glow and see the transcendent glow. And if I can just try to capture the broadness of Shlomo by sharing words of some of the greatest spiritual forces of this last generation in their commentary on who Shlomo was. If you take in this commentary, you'll begin to get a sense of the infinite broadness that he created in the world. When he came to America, he traveled a railroad track that no one else traveled in that time period. He lived in Crown Heights part of the time. He lived in Manhattan part of the time. But he would journey to 770 to Chabad in Crown Heights. He would journey to Bobov, a few blocks away in Crown Heights, total different world. He would journey to Mudgett's, a completely different world yet, where music is the call of the day, and Hasidus is understood only through music. And he would journey to Satmar, which is seen as the most extremist, so to speak. He would journey to Lakewood, which is the, so to speak, intellectual side of Judaism, which never intersected with a Hasidic at that period. In the old world they didn't, and now there's that synthesis, but he was one of the pioneers that created that synthesis. His greatest influence in that world were Reb Shlomo Hyman of Torah V'das, and Reb Aaron Kotler, who was the greatest Torah giant I mentioned before, Lithuania. He came from that region, and he was the greatest Holocaust Torah giant, definitely in America of that time period. And Shlomo was his prize pupil. One of our Chaver, Joey Greenblatt, tells the story that his dad, who is one of the top disciples of the successor Torah giant after Rav Kotler, which is Rav Moshe Feinstein, that Rav Moshe Feinstein told him, follow this chain, that Rav Aaron Kotler told Rav Moshe that in all his years in Lithuania, teaching students Torah on the absolute highest, most scholarly level, and his years in America, he never met a soul as broad and as open and as deep as Shlomo. And there was no doubt in his mind that he would have to be the successor giant of Torah. But then one of our other friends tells me that he met Timothy Leary. And he asked him, did you know Shlomo Carlebach? Well, I know he did. And he said, yes, but I'm only sorry I met LSD before I met Shlomo. Because had I met Shlomo first, I never would have met LSD. So what kind of smichas, what kind of worlds are we bridging? What kind of consciousness are we talking? Starting out in this little shtetl in his mother's womb, and let's see the broadness and the depth, the expansiveness. Who else could bring all those worlds together? My God, do we need that energy, that force to bring those worlds together today more than ever? Are we missing that spirit? Do we need to honor that spirit? Do we need to learn that spirit, to connect to the depth of it? Reb Sarah Leah asked me to share just a few stories of my own with him. I'll just make it short because I've got to go on to Pesach and I don't want to keep you here for 10 hours. We can't do the Shlomo time. We're still in